It is the Derby della Capitale as Roma take on Lazio, Jose Mourinho versus Maurizio Sarri. This is going to be a good one. I am Wayne Gerard. Let's dive in.
If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thanks.
Okay, and before we hit the Derby, let's just take a look at these new stadium plans which are coming out. You can see here it's all starting to come together. Very, very cool stuff here, but we know that sometimes these stadium plans, they take very, very long time if they come together at all. This is preliminary, but we are seeing something expected around 62,000 people. Okay, very cool. Mourinho and Sarri both chose not to give a pre-presser for this one, but let's look at Tiago Pinto, Roma's sporting director, his comments. He says, "It's not a match the same as the others, but to win, we must be hot and cold at the same time," meaning like fired up, but also stoic, mature, able to just be in their own comfort zone, not get too crazy or caught up with the emotions of the game. He says the routine is the same. We have dinner together. The players get together. Then when the match approaches, we start to feel it, but we have to let it just be and feel normal. We have to bring home the 3 points, but playing against Lazio is not like playing against Empoli. He continues, the transfer market, we have 3 important games that we must win. What do we need to improve? Win the Derby. Mourinho, Roma is the club where he feels happiest, but we'll talk about the future later. Now, he just wants to win. Of course, the press always curious and wants to know what's Mourinho doing, what's the next step, what players are coming. Like, hold on, put that all to the back burner because right now it is the most important match of the season to date. On to the match itself. Over the past few days, Lazio and Roma's destinies have taken 2 different turns. Roma qualify for the Europa League knockout round with their win over Ludogorets, while Lazio go down into the Conference League, where their owner and their coach and their sporting director do not want to be. They are not too happy about that. Some interesting stats here on the Derby della Capitale itself has seen more red cards than any other fixture in Serie A since the turn of the century. This one, you don't even tell you, this is going to be fire. It's going to be wild. It always is. Form goes out the window. What matters is who can keep their head cool, who can find it deep down and really make a driving effort and do something which is almost like outer body, overcome those mental and the emotions of this game and just turn it up. And that's it. Keep your cool. Try hard. Outwork your opponent. Oh, man, over the last 5 seasons, it has been back and forth between the clubs. As you can see here, Roma have picked up 4 wins in that time frame, with Lazio getting 3, as well as 3 draws. So a bit back and forth over in that time period. The last match was March 2022. It was 3-0 for Roma. Abraham opens the scoring in the first 10 minutes. There's a scramble after a corner kick. And then the second goal is a true beauty. As you can see, Abraham extending here. An excellent finish after Karsdorp drives down the flank after being passed into the attacking third by Mkhitaryan. And he's a little bit missed this season, is he not? But look at Abraham in full stretch here. Excellent poacher's goal. Excellent number 9 goal, and I hope to see more of that from him soon. Then for the third goal, one of the nicest free kicks I've ever seen from any Roma player ever, probably in Roma's history. This has got to be, what do you think, 33, 34 yards out. It's incredible technique by Pellegrini. It's been some time, I believe over a year since he scored from open play, but over this past week, 2 penalty kicks, so he's been vital from the spot and from free kicks from dead play. We're going to need a big game from Pellegrini, the captain. I've been watching captains on Netflix, on FIFA Plus. They put this together. It's an excellent, and it just shows the role of a captain. They need to be leaders. And Pellegrini, I think this is his match. He's got to go out there and take it by the bootstraps and just give a captain's performance. Lazio and Roma are both the most improved clubs from last season in Serie A. So they've got a lot more points from where they were at this point last season. The goal differential is actually quite interesting here. Roma are +5, but Lazio are +16. Lazio have 24 goals scored and have let in just 8, less than 10 goals. I believe there's only 4 teams which have let in less than 10 goals so far this season, while Roma have scored 16 but let in 11. And of course, we can go back to Roma's goal differential, or the XG, the expected goals, and falling under that. But as of lately, they have been scoring a bit more. The Giallorossi actually have 8 wins, which is one more than Lazio, and it's 25 points as Roma sit in 4th and Lazio are in 5th with 24, respectively. Lazio's last match, if you didn't check this one out, go and do it right after this pod. Really, really interesting, determined comeback from Salernitana, who's looking so much better from last season. They were able to sell Ederson to Atalanta and look so much beefier than last season and much more, I think, just confident. Vilhena has been having a very good season. I like that team a lot. And Lazio score the first goal, but Salernitana come back. We see a Cucchiaio, I believe from Candreva. And then of all people, Federico Fazio scores a golazzo. What a beauty from him. So once a Romanista, always a Romanista. Maybe we can't say the same for Pedro about that. We'll be getting to him. This actually ended the best clean sheets, throughout the top 5 European leagues, as Ivan Provedel has been a sensational keeper this season. If you've seen some of the blocks he's had statistically, he's the best keeper in Serie A, but hopefully Roma can add to Lazio's woes this coming match. So Provedel, hope you're in for an exciting day between the posts there, my man. This was also Lazio's first defeat in 9 games. So, massive stat there. Some changes from Roma Ludogorets. I think Belotti falls out of the starting lineup. I do think Mourinho goes with a more typical trident, with Zaniolo getting the start now, Abraham, and then Pellegrini as more of this mixed left-wing attacking trequartista, as we have seen Mourinho like to use him. I also think Mourinho goes with Cristante, Matic over Kamara. I just think he wants a bit more of an experienced starting lineup there, which is why, even though a little bit slower, a little bit less attacking minded, the Matic-Cristante partnership, I do believe that's what you're going to get for this game. And Zalewski will replace El Shaarawy. And I think that's a good mix there. El Shaarawy has really risen up to his new role at this wingback spot. And what a plus when you can have a player like that coming off the bench with his experience and understanding of the match. Will Volpato, the name that everyone loves right now, and I think if you have been with Roma for a long time as a fan, you start to love these guys. And he's been with the club for over a year now, at least probably 2 years, Volpato. With the Primavera, he's been getting so much better, developing nicely under Mourinho. And of course, he gets that go-ahead goal against Verona so late, and he's become a bit of an overnight celebrity. Does he get time? I believe he does. And guess what? He actually became the youngest player to have both scored and provided an assist in Serie A this season. He's born in 2003. It's incredible. Absentees. Spinazzola, unfortunately, of course, with Dybala and Wijnaldum. But for Lazio, it's a lot worse. Immobile, muscle injury. Felipe Anderson is most likely to fill in there, while Luis Alberto should step in for the suspended Milinkovic-Savic. Bit of a controversial call there from last season. I didn't think it was a yellow, but I will take it. Look for Pedro and Mattias Zaccagni to take the wings for Lazio. We're looking at a possible starting lineup. As you can see here, Mancini, Smalling, Ibanez, Karsdorp, Cristante, Matic, Zalewski, and then Zaniolo, Pellegrini, Abraham. Lazio, meanwhile, they'll be going with Provedel for sure. Lazzari, Casale, Romagnoli, and Marusic. We've heard of this guy, Romagnoli, before. Vecino, Cataldi, Alberto, and then Pedro, Anderson, Zaccagni. Cataldi is a strong player. Vecino, of course, very good. He was picked up by Inter Milan some years ago, and he still got it in it. He actually had a pretty good game and a bad miss against Salernitana. So they've got danger out there. This Lazio is no slouch of a team. They've got a fantastic manager. I highly rate Maurizio Sarri. I think he's probably top 3 in Italy for managers. I like the way that he drops the defensive midfielder between the center backs and kind of likes to work the ball. I like managers who work the ball out from the back. I think it gives a lot of confidence to the players, inspires them quite a bit, and overall makes for a better end product. Write in your predictions for this match. All I'm going to say is that I feel good. Optimistic, not cautious, nothing like that. I just feel good. I have like a really good feeling of energy right now, and I think the Roma players do as well. They got to carry this momentum. It's been 2 comeback victories in a row. Roma has been finding solutions. Zaniolo is in super hot form. He's been like to use this word, a menace on the pitch. Very difficult for defenders to handle. And just imagine Zaniolo, after all his injury issues and media pressure and pressure inside Italy, if he could come away with a Derby goal in front of the Curva Sud, celebrates, goes crazy, scores a screamer, right? What would that mean for him? How does that put him in the eyes of Roma as it comes time for his contract extension and the future of him playing for this club? What could that mean? His leadership on the pitch. Some players lead by word, some players lead by example. And you know what? If we can get a good leading goal from him in this match, it would be, I think, a big difference in the next few years of his career. And just a beautiful thing. The same could be said for Volpato. If he comes on and scores a goal, where does that put him? All of a sudden, the mood, really just goes from like here way up. It's already high, but what could that be? Chris Smalling, it's going to have to be a great game from him as usual. I never worry about Chris Smalling. Ibanez, if we remember, somewhat recently, a year or two ago, his mistake in the Derby, but he's a different player now. I think he's developed and he's grown so much more intelligent, but calmer, stable with Mourinho and Matic now. We've got that experience on our side of how to play, approach, and stay in big games and ultimately win them. Abraham, if he gets a goal, can that reinstill some confidence in him, re-inspire him through this season? So there's a lot of underlying storylines which could become really, really good moments for the remainder of this season. Of course, the break is coming in soon for the World Cup, and it means everything that Roma hosts Lazio and gets +3, takes the win. Let me know what you think, guys. Write comments, give it a like, all that good stuff. Forza Roma!